To Year 5 Homework 24 video walkthrough. Question 1. What section would this passage most likely be found in? A. A letters to the editor section. B. A brochure at a vet's office. C. An encyclopedia article. D. A pet owner's life story. Correct answer, A. A letters to the editor section. Why others are wrong. B is advertising or informational, not a personal argument. C is neutral and factual, not opinionated. D is a long narrative of someone's life, not a short persuasive piece. The formula is identify text type, look for signals like to the editor, opinion language, and a call to action. Question 2. In paragraph 1, the author mentions being a long-time pet owner mainly to A. Boast about experience with rare animals. B. Explain why they dislike dogs. C. Describe their past pets in detail. D. Establish authority and credibility on the topic. Correct answer, D. Establish authority and credibility on the topic. Why others are wrong. A. Exaggerates intent. B is untrue. The writer doesn't say they dislike dogs. C would give lots of detail, but the mention is brief. The formula is author purpose. Reason for background info equals build credibility, or ethos. Question 3. The author lists nice things about dogs first, mainly to I. Show consideration of other views before giving an opinion. 2. Answer why dog owners have few dogs. 3. Show that dogs are ultimately better than snails. Correct answer, A. I only. Why others are wrong. 2 is not answered there. 3 is opposite to the author's point. The formula is argument structure. Concession first, then counterclaim. Question 4. As used in paragraph 2, the word estimate most nearly means A. Exaggeration, B. Guess, C. Mistake, D. Amount. Correct answer, B. Guess. Why others are wrong. A. Changes meaning. C. Implies error. D is a noun meaning quantity, not the act of roughly calculating. The formula is vocabulary in context, substitute synonyms that keep the sentence meaning. All right, now for question 5. The author argues that snails are better than dogs for all of the following reasons except A. They are quieter around visitors. B. They cost less to feed and care for. C. They live much longer than dogs. Or D. They need little space or training. The correct answer is C. They live much longer than dogs. Now let's take a look at why others are wrong. A, B, and D are explicitly stated that they are quiet, cheap leftovers, and no training or space needed. The lifespan is not claimed. For except questions, list true claims from the text and pick the one that is not supported. All right, now question 6. The purpose of the exclamation, try giving a cabbage leaf to a dog and see how long that lasts, in paragraph 4, is to A. Give readers a feeding tip for dogs. B. Show it's much cheaper and easier to feed snails than dogs. C. Make fun of people who buy dog food. Or D. Prove that dogs dislike vegetables. The correct answer is B. Show it's much cheaper and easier to feed snails than dogs. Now let's take a look at why others are wrong. A is not advice for dogs. C is not the aim. And D is too literal. The point is the cost and effort comparison. The formula is using example or exclamation to support a claim. All right, question 7. The main purpose of this passage is to A. Criticize people who dislike snails, B. Persuade readers to consider snails as suitable pets, C. Convince everyone to replace dogs with snails, or D. Summarize reasons why dogs are difficult to train. The correct answer is B. Persuade readers to consider snails as suitable pets. Now, let's take a look at why others are wrong. A. Misreads the tone. C. Is too extreme. And D. Narrows the focus to training only. The formula is find central purpose. Look at the thesis and concluding call to action. I encourage readers to think again.
Comprehension. Question 8. When does sleepwalking occur? The correct answer is option C, at any age. Explanation. The passage says that sleepwalking, also called somnambulism, can occur at any age, although it is most common between ages 4 and 12. Question 9. According to the passage, which are activities that could be done in sleepwalking? Walking, driving, cooking, all the above. The correct answer is option D, all the above. Explanation. The text explains that sleepwalkers may do many different activities while asleep, such as walking, driving, cooking, and more. Therefore, they can do all the listed activities. Question 10. According to the passage, sleepwalking occurs during rapid eye movement sleep, during non-rapid eye movement sleep, in between stages of sleep, when we are dreaming. The correct answer is option B, during non-rapid eye movement sleep. Explanation. The passage clarifies that sleepwalking happens when people are not dreaming, which is during non-rapid eye movement sleep, rather than during rapid eye movement sleep. Question 11. Which of the following facts would fit best if added to paragraph 7? The correct answer is option A. If you have a parent, brother, or sister who sleepwalks, you are nearly 10 times more likely to sleepwalk. Explanation. Paragraph 7 mentions possible reasons why children are more likely to sleepwalk. A strong genetic factor means that having a close relative who sleepwalks greatly increases your chances of doing so. Question 12. Based on the way it is used in paragraph 8, it can be understood that the word hazardous belongs to which of the following word groups? Silly, wacky, zany. Dangerous, unsafe, risky, complicated, difficult, complex, routine, ordinary, usual. The correct answer is option B, dangerous, unsafe, or risky. Explanation. In paragraph 8, the word hazardous means something very dangerous, like falling down stairs or using sharp tools while asleep. This is why it belongs to the group of words meaning dangerous, unsafe, or risky. Question 13. According to the passage, what should you do to help a sleepwalker stay safe? Statement 1. Block your staircases. Statement 2. Wake him up as quickly as possible. Statement 3. Help him get back to bed. The correct answer is option C, statements 1 and 3 only. Explanation. To keep a sleepwalker safe, the passage says you should block or secure areas like staircases and gently help the person return to bed. Waking them immediately is not recommended because it can frighten or confuse them. Question 14. According to the passage, anticipatory awakening is a scientific term for sleepwalking. What happens when a sleepwalker is awakened by being frightened? The stage of sleep when your body is alert but your brain is sleepy. A way to help someone stop sleepwalking. The correct answer is option D, a way to help someone stop sleepwalking. Explanation. The technique called anticipatory awakening involves setting an alarm before the usual sleepwalking time. This helps prevent sleepwalking by waking the person before it can occur. Question 15. A good conclusion will do 3 things. Remind the reader of the author's argument, summarize the author's main ideas, and leave the reader with something to think about. This passage does not have a conclusion, but if it did, which of the following would constitute the best contribution to it? The correct answer is option C. There are still many things we do not understand. Explanation. A strong concluding idea suggests that researchers need to keep studying sleepwalking to help people who perform various tasks in their sleep, such as eating pizza. This highlights ongoing uncertainty and the need for further research. Question 16. Another method that might work is called anticipatory awakening. What part of speech is the word method? The correct answer is option A, noun. Explanation. The word method is the name of a thing, so it is a noun. Question 17. The main purpose of this passage is to entertain, inform, persuade, all the above. The correct answer is option B, inform. Explanation. The main purpose of the passage is to provide information about sleepwalking, what it is, why it might happen, and how to keep sleepwalkers safe. Although the passage may also entertain and offer suggestions, its primary goal is to inform. Proofreading. Spelling. Circle the letter of the word that has a wrong spelling. Question 18. The fireman's heroic sacrifice was honored annually by the town's residents. The correct answer is option A, honored. Explanation. Honored is the British English spelling. In American English, it should be spelled without the letter U, as honored. Question 19. Global sea temperatures have been rising at an accelerated pace over the last decade. The correct answer is option C, accelerated. Explanation. The correct spelling is accelerated with only one letter L. It should not be spelled as accelerated with two L's. Question 20. The award nominees were divided into various categories depending on their age. The correct answer is option D, none. Explanation. All of the words are spelled correctly. Nominees, categories, and divided are all correct. Question 21. My neighbor is a complete nuisance and I wish the landlord would evict him. The correct answer is option D, none. Explanation. All of these words are spelled correctly in American English. The word neighbor is correct in American spelling. Question 22. The barrister stressed to his client that she could offer no guarantee of success at trial. The correct answer is option B, guarantee. Explanation. The correct spelling is guarantee, spelled G-U-A-R-A-N-T-E-E. The word guarantee is spelled incorrectly. Punctuation. Read each sentence carefully. Encircle the letter of the correct answer. To make the sentence right, choose letter D if none should be changed. Question 23. Olivia chose to eat boiled eggs, toast, and sausages for breakfast at the hotel. The correct answer is option B, boiled eggs, toast, and sausages. Explanation. Treat boiled eggs as one item. The extra comma after boiled is unnecessary, and the final items are correctly joined with and. The phrase becomes boiled eggs, toast, and sausages. Question 24. How many guests are we expecting? Inquired Robert as he began his preparations. The correct answer is option D, none. Explanation. The sentence is already punctuated correctly. The question mark is properly placed inside the quotation marks, and the rest of the sentence flows correctly. Question 25. The pilot's application was at the top of the pile, so it was the first one I looked at. The correct answer is option D, none. Explanation. The sentence uses correct punctuation and grammar. The possessive apostrophe and pilots is correct, and no changes are needed. Close. Encircle the letter of the best word to use. Close. Choose the best woo. Question 26. Paul, whose wife had just been promoted, was elated. The correct answer is option A, whose. Explanation. Whose is the correct possessive form, showing that the wife belongs to Paul. Question 27. Everyone must remain calm, advised the police officer. The correct answer is option B, must. Explanation. The phrase, everyone must remain calm, is the standard and grammatically correct way to express necessity. Question 28. Every day, thousands of cars drive this motorway. The correct answer is option A, on. Explanation. The correct preposition is on because we say drive on a road or drive on a motorway. The full sentence reads, every day, thousands of cars drive on this motorway. Question 29. The hungry wolf left the cave in search of food. The correct answer is option D, of. Explanation. The standard phrase is in search of. This indicates that the wolf is looking for food. Question 30. Lucy was a ferocious boss, so many of her employees were afraid of her. The correct answer is option E, her. Explanation. Her refers back to Lucy. It is the correct pronoun to show the employee's fear was directed at Lucy. Proofreading 2. Encircle the letter of the correct answer that has the same meaning with the underlined word. Draw a box to the word that needs capitalization. Question 31. Tomorrow, Carl will audition for a dance contest at Lawton University. The correct answer is option A, tryout. Draw a box around the word Lawton to show that it must be capitalized as Lawton. Explanation. Audition means try out, and Lawton is a proper noun requiring a capital letter. Question 32. To make sure he is ready for the audition, he started to rehearse after his class and avoid drinking sodas such as Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, and so on. The correct answer is option C, practice. Draw a box around the word Coca-Cola to show that it must be capitalized as Coca-Cola. Explanation. Rehearse is a verb meaning practice. The brand name Coca-Cola needs both words capitalized. Question 33. He wants to win in the singing contest. That is why his friends Tristan, James, Anna, Bella, Denny, Aki, and Mona cheer him up and suggest things that will help him to win. The correct answer is option D, victory. Draw a box around the word Anna to show that it must be capitalized as Anna. Explanation. Win here means achieve victory. The proper name Anna must be spelled with a capital letter. Question 34. He rent a suit that he will wear in the singing contest at Claudette's Boutique, which is located near Lawton University. The correct answer is option A, close by. Draw a box around the word Claudette's to show that it must be capitalized as Claudette's. Explanation. Near here means close by. The name Claudette's must begin with a capital letter. Question 35. Carl won the trophy in the singing contest and was given by his favorite professor, Mr. John Carlo. The correct answer is option B, best loved. Draw a box around John Carlo to show that it must be capitalized as John Carlo. Explanation. Favorite in this context means best loved, and names like John Carlo are proper nouns requiring capitalization. Circle the best word to use in the blank space. Question 36. The number of kiwis on the table brought by Amir is 10. The correct answer is option A, on. Explanation. The preposition on indicates the kiwis are resting on top of the table. Question 37. Ivana uses her comb mostly at night before she sleeps. The correct answer is option A, her. Explanation. The possessive pronoun her correctly shows that the comb belongs to Ivana. Question 38. I love using hand creams every time I finish washing the dishes. The correct answer is option C, I. Explanation. The sentence is spoken by the same individual who washes the dishes, so the first person pronoun I is correct. Underline any spelling mistakes and circle the correct answer. Question 39. Shadi looked exasperated as she stood in the center of the costume shop. The correct answer is option A, exasperated. Explanation. The correct spelling is spelled E-X-A-S-P-E-R-A-T-E-D. The other forms in the choices are misspelled. Question 40. She'd been invited to a fancy dress party that night, but after hours of rummaging, she can't still decide what she wants to wear. The correct answer is option C, rummaging. Explanation. The correct spelling is spelled R-U-M-M-A-G-I-N-G. The other provided spellings are incorrect. Question 41. She thought of Cinderella, but her favorite is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. The correct answer is option A, favorite. Explanation. The correct spelling is spelled F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E. The other options have extra letters or are missing letters. Question 42. Lastly, she decided to wear both Belle and Cinderella's costume. His friend suggested to wear historical figures and cartoon characters, but she didn't listen. The correct answer is option A, characters. Explanation. The correct spelling is spelled C-H-A-R-A-C-T-E-R. Spelling it with repeated letters, such as characters, is incorrect. Short maths. Question 43. What is 286 divided by 13? The correct answer is option B, 22. Explanation. 13 multiplied by 22 equals 286. So 286 divided by 13 equals 22. Question 44. What is 11% of 32,600? The correct answer is option A, 3,586. Explanation. 11% written as a decimal is 0.11. 0.11 multiplied by 32,600 equals 3,586. Question 45. Order these numbers from smallest to largest. Roman numeral 1, 1.23. Roman numeral 2, 1.023. Roman numeral 3, 1.203. Roman numeral 4, 1.032. Roman numeral 5, 1.32. Roman numeral 6, 1.302. Roman numeral 7, 1.302. The correct answer is option B, 2, 4, 3, 1, 6, 7, 5. Explanation. Let us put the decimals in order. 1.023 is the smallest, then 1.032, then 1.203, then 1.23, then 1.302, then another 1.302, then 1.32 is the largest. Question 46. My journey to school takes 47 minutes. If I set off at 07:32, what time will I arrive at school? The correct answer is 8:19. This is because the journey takes 47 minutes and I set off at 7:32. If we add 47 minutes to 7:32, we arrive at 8:19. Therefore, the correct answer is 8:19. Question 47. On the coordinate grid, point P is moved 7 squares to the right and 2 squares down. What are the new coordinates of point P? The correct answer is option A, 9, 4. Explanation. Moving 7 squares to the right means add 7 to the x-coordinate. Moving 2 squares down means subtract 2 from the y-coordinate. If the original point is at 2, 6, then 2 plus 7 is 9, and 6 minus 2 is 4. The new coordinates are 9, 4. Question 48. Gerard sells 4 types of sandwich in his cafe. He records the number of each type of sandwich sold in a pictogram. The question is, how many more Piccalilli sandwiches were sold than BLT on that day? The correct answer is the number 9. This is because the pictogram shows that Piccalilli sandwiches sold 14. The pictogram shows that BLT sandwiches sold 5. 14 minus 5 equals 9. Therefore, the correct answer is the number 9. Question 49. What is the order of rotational symmetry of this crescent shape? The correct answer is option B, 1. Explanation. A shape's order of rotational symmetry is how many times it matches itself during a full 360-degree rotation. This crescent shape only coincides with itself once, at the full 360-degree turn. Therefore, its order of rotational symmetry is 1. Question 50. Fill in the next 3 numbers in the following sequence. 53, 46, 40, 35, blank, blank, blank. The correct answer is option C, 31, 28, 26. Explanation. Notice the decreasing pattern. 53 down by 7 equals 46. 46 down by 6 equals 40. 40 down by 5 equals 35. Next, we continue subtracting 1 less each time. Minus 4, minus 3, minus 2. So 35 minus 4 equals 31. 31 minus 3 equals 28. 28 minus 2 equals 26. Question 51. Fill in the next 3 numbers in this sequence. 1, 2, 4, 8. Blank, blank, blank. The correct answer is option A, 16, 32, 64. Explanation. Each term is obtained by multiplying the previous term by 2. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. 8 times 2 equals 16. 16 times 2 equals 32. 32 times 2 equals 64. Question 52. What percentage of the grid below is shaded? The correct answer is option A, 68%. Explanation. There are 25 squares in total. 17 of those squares are shaded. 17 divided by 25 equals 0.68 or 68%. Question 53. Which number between 81 and 89 is exactly divisible by 6? The correct answer is option C, 84. Explanation. 84 divided by 6 equals 14. None of the other choices between 81 and 89 is divisible by 6 with no remainder. Question 54. Freya has 24 badges. If she gives 3/8 of them to her brother, how many does she have left? The correct answer is option A, 15. Explanation. 3/8 of 24 equals 9. 24 minus 9 equals 15. Question 55. How many days are there in 48 weeks? The correct answer is option B, 336 days. Explanation. There are 7 days in a week. 7 multiplied by 48 equals 336. Question 56. Rob works 40 hours a week and earns £440. What is his hourly rate of pay? The correct answer is option B, £11. Explanation. Divide 440 by 40. 440 divided by 40 equals £11 per hour. Question 57. Write the number 53,018 in figures. The correct answer is option B, 53,000,018. Explanation. 53,000 is 53,000. Add 18 to get 53,018. Question 58. There is a missing number on this grid. What is it? The correct answer is option D, 48. Detailed explanation. The puzzle grid is set up so that each cell changes by 11 when moving horizontally or vertically. First, notice that moving from one cell to the next cell in the same row adds or subtracts 11. Similarly, moving from one cell to the next cell in the same column adds or subtracts 11. Second, look at the row containing the missing number. Check the difference between that missing cell and the known cell in the same row. Because the puzzle dictates a difference of 11, you either add 11 to the known cell or subtract 11 from it, depending on the direction of the pattern. Third, check the column containing the missing number. Again, the difference from the known cell above or below must be 11. By verifying these two requirements, the only value that works both horizontally and vertically is 48. If you tried any other number, the difference in one of those directions would not be 11, breaking the puzzle's rule. Thus, 48 is the only number that fits the difference of 11 pattern across the grid. Question 59. What is the total volume of a cube with sides of 4 centimeters? The correct answer is option A, 64 cubic centimeters. Explanation. The volume of a cube is found by cubing the length of one side. 4 multiplied by 4 equals 64. Question 60. This is Erica's function machine. We start with an unknown number, then add 10, then divide by 6, which results in 8. Which number did she start with? The correct answer is option C, 38. Explanation. Start from the end of the process and work backward. If dividing by 6 yields 8, then 8 times 6 is 48. From 48, subtract 10 to undo the add 10 step, leaving 38. Question 61. A spinner has an equal chance of landing on each of its labeled numbers. What is the chance that it will come to rest on a number that is a multiple of 8? The correct answer is option B, 1/2. Explanation. Half of the available numbers on the spinner are multiples of 8. Hence, the probability of landing on a multiple of 8 is 1/2. Question 62. Which one of the following numbers is a factor of 3, 5, and 6? Circle the appropriate answer, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80. The correct answer is option C, 30. Explanation. 30 is evenly divisible by 3, by 5, and by 6. 3 goes into 30 10 times, 5 goes into 36 times, and 6 goes into 35 times. Question 63. Samina has taken 7 tables tests this half term. Her results out of 20 are 8, 11, 9, 15, 13, 17, and 11. What was her mean score? The correct answer is option A, 12. Explanation. Add the 7 scores and divide by 7. 8 plus 11 plus 9 plus 15 plus 13 plus 17 plus 11 equals 84. 84 divided by 7 equals 12. Question 64. Find the difference between 10% of 20 pounds and 20% of 10 pounds. The correct answer is option B, 0 pounds. Explanation. 10% of 20 pounds is 2 pounds. 20% of 10 pounds is also 2 pounds. 2 pounds minus 2 pounds equals 0. Question 65. What fraction of a day is 8 hours? Give your answer in its simplest form. The correct answer is option A, 1/3. Explanation. There are 24 hours in one day. 8 out of 24 reduces to 1 out of 3. Question 66. If 8t plus 5 equals 37, what is the value of t? The correct answer is option B, 4. Explanation. Subtract 5 from 37 to get 32. Then divide by 8. 32 divided by 8 equals 4. Question 67. Which of these shapes has more than one obtuse angle? The correct answer is option D, shape E. Explanation. An obtuse angle is one that measures more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. A triangle can have at most one obtuse angle. A rectangle has only right angles of exactly 90 degrees. Shape E is a pentagon that has multiple angles greater than 90 degrees, so it has more than one obtuse angle. Question 68. Farouk paid 7 pounds and 5 pence. Martin paid 6 pounds and 30 pence. Brenda paid 11 pounds and 95 pence. Cassie paid 10 pounds and 90 pence. And Jean paid 9 pounds and 20 pence. What was the range of the prices of the CDS? The correct answer is option B, 5 pounds and 65 pence. Explanation. The lowest price is 6 pounds 30 pence. The highest price is 11 pounds 95 pence. Subtract 6 pounds 30 pence from 11 pounds 95 pence to get 5 pounds 65 pence. Question 69. 3 corners of a rectangle have the coordinates 2, 1, 7, 8, and 2, 8. What are the coordinates of the fourth corner? The correct answer is option C, 7, 1. Explanation. Opposite corners of a rectangle share x coordinates or y coordinates. We see that 2 of the points have x equals 2, and 2 of the points have y equals 8. To form the missing corner, combine the unused x coordinate 7 with the unused y coordinate 1. Thus, the missing corner is 7, 1. Question 70. In a library, there are 1,250 books in total. 289 are out on loan. 430 are reference only and cannot be loaned out. How many books are still available for people to borrow? The correct answer is option B, 531. Explanation. First, subtract the 289 books that are currently on loan. 1,250 minus 289 equals 961. Then, subtract the 430 reference-only books. 961 minus 430 equals 531. Hence, 531 books remain available to borrow.
So now I'm going to be going through the answers to the MVR section of this homework. So the first set of questions are the code ones. So yeah, these are the ones that I think are the easiest ones too, because once you know how to do them, then they're just easy. So what you do for these is you find which of the boxes have a letter in common in the same place, and then find what shape, pattern or colour they also have in common. So for the first question, so the top letters are all different. So let's look at the second letters first of all. So these two both have a Q as the second letter. And what do they both have in common? They both have a black triangle. So the second letter determines the colour of one of the triangles. So in the test shape, we've got this dotted pattern, same as this one. And the second letter here is an R. So we're going to have an R as the second letter. So we can rule out these 3 options. Now we can go back to the first letter again. So, because they're all different, you've got to see what's different in the pattern of all the boxes. So the thing that's different between each box is the position of the shaded or patterned triangle. So in the test shape, it's here, and that's in the same position as the one here. And the first letter here is a Y, so the first letter here will also be a Y. So YR, so the answer is C. Next question. These two both have an L as the first letter, and what do they both have in common? This line is horizontal. Test shape, the line is diagonal, same as this one. First letter here is an M, first letter will be an M, so we can rule out those three. Now on to the second letter. These two both have a W, and they both have two black circles. The test shape also has two black circles, so the second letter will also be a W, MW, so the answer is A. Next question. So here, these two both have an S as the first letter, and they both have a shape in the bottom left corner. The test shape has a shape in the bottom right corner, same as this one, and the first letter here is a T, so it's going to be a T here as well, so we can rule out those three. Now onto the second letter. These two both have a K, and they both have an X. Test shape has a circle, same as this one, and the first letter here is the second letter here is a J, TJ, so the answer is D. Next question. These two both have a P as the first letter, and what do they both have in common? Their lines are, the X is just a straight line, not dashed. So, yeah. They also both have that black rhombus, but Q also has that, and the second box also has that black rhombus, but the first letter of that is a Q. So you've got to see what's similar between the first and third box that is different to the second box. So P determines whether the line is straight, unbroken, or dashed. So here it's straight and unbroken, so it's going to be a P here as well. So we can rule out those three options. Now onto the second letter. All three of them is different, and the thing that's different in all the boxes is the position of that black rhombus. So here it's at the bottom, same as this one, and the second letter here is a U, so it's going to be a U here, P and a U, so the answer is C. Now onto the odd one out questions. So here, each one has 1, 2, 3 sections. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So E is the only one that has 4 sections, so E is the odd one out. Next question, just by looking at these, you can tell that B is the odd one out because the hexagon is much smaller than the rest of them. All of them have a much larger hexagon as the outside shape. Next question. Here, the right angle. So let's just see where the right angles are. So here it's in the bottom left. Here it's in the top right. Here it's in the bottom right. Here it's in the top right, and here it's in the bottom left. So we've got 2 top rights and 2 bottom lefts, but we've only got 1 bottom right, so C is the odd one out. Next question. So for this one, we've got the top circles are always white, but in D it's black, so D is the odd one out. Now on to the series questions. So here, I'm going to call it like a shield shape thing, flips 180 degrees each time. So it's pointing down here, then upwards, then down, then upwards. So it's going to be pointing down here. So we can rule out B and E because they're pointing upwards. And now let's determine whether it's dashed or undashed. So undashed, dashed, undashed, dashed. So it's going to be undashed here. So we can rule out C. So now it's between A and D. So for this one, we can just determine whether the inside shape is going to be undashed or dashed. So dashed, undashed, dashed, undashed. So it's going to be dashed here. So the answer is A because it's dashed. D is undashed, an unbroken line. Next question. So here we've got 1, 2, 3 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it increases by 1 each time. So in the next one, there's going to be 7 sections. So that's got 4, that's got 3, that's got 6. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they both got 7. So now we just need to determine whether it's going to be an oval or a rectangle. So it goes rectangle, oval, rectangle, oval. So it's going to be a rectangle here. So the answer is E. Rectangle with 7 sections, not C. Next question, we've got 2 arrows. And they're rotating 90 degrees clockwise each time. So the striped arrow is here, and it's here. And then the striped arrow is going to be at the bottom, and they're going to be pointing this way. 2 arrows pointing this way, and the striped one is going to be that bottom one there. So the answer for this one is A. The arrows are pointing in this direction with the striped one at the bottom. Oh, and just to look at the answers, as you can see, E is very similar, but you've got to look carefully for this. As you can see, the stripes are horizontal across the arrow. Like if the arrow is pointing up, the stripes are horizontal. Whereas here they're going along the whole arrow, so they're vertical if the arrow is pointing up, so it's not E. So that's something that could catch you out in the test, so don't let that catch you out. Last series question. One second. So for this one, there's these like speech mark things, and for these, and there's also an X in each box. So in these two, there's 2 speech marks, 2, 2, 3, and then 4. So I'm assuming that there's going to be 3 speech marks in this one, because it's going 2, 2, 3, 3, and then 4, 4, whatever. So we can rule out A and C, and then the number of x's is going 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming there's going to be 2 as well. And all the answer options have 2 as well, so that's fine. And now just the way where the x's are, so bottom, top, bottom, bottom. So they're going to be at the top here. So we can rule out E. Now just the way the speech marks are facing. So I'm going to call that upwards, downwards, upwards. So they're going to be downwards here, like that. So the answer is B, not D. It's there, upwards there. Now to the spatial reasoning questions. It says circle a figure that shows how the test shape will look when folded across the dotted line. So here's the dotted line, we're going to fold it across. Fold it. So for this one, imagine you folded this bottom part upwards. So it's going to be here, like that. If you folded the bottom part upwards along this dotted line. So the answer is D. Because this was the original bit, and then you folded this across the dotted line, and it should be slanted like it is here, which is correct. Next, question 84. So here's the dotted line. So for this one, imagine you folded this bit upwards. So it's going to be like this for this one. So we've got this diagonal bit, which is that bit, the short side and the long side. And we've still got this part here. So the answer is A. Because this side is still going to be visible because it's going to be in between this bit here. So that's not going to disappear. So yeah, so the answer is A. Next question. So imagine you folded this side over on top of this side. And because, if you look, this side is longer than this side, that means that this side will fully cover this side, so you won't be able to see any of this bit here. You'll just see like a rectangle. So the answer is C. So you're just going to see a rectangle because it's longer, so it has a longer side, so it's fully going to cover this bit. You're not going to see any of this bit here. Next question. So for this one, so you're folding it across here. So there's going to be the arrow is going to be diagonal, and imagine you folded this arrow upwards. It's going to be fully cover this one. So you're just going to see one arrow with a diagonal bottom bit. So the answer is B. The diagonal bottom bit, and it's because the arrows are like the same, and you're folding it straight down the middle. It's like a mirror line, so they're symmetrical. So you're just going to end up seeing one arrow because they're fully folded on top of each other, but it's just going to have that diagonal bit at the bottom. Next question. Here, so imagine you've folded this side onto the other side. So this bit of the line will now be here. So you're going to have two black lines there. So that's what it's going to look like, two of these black lines here. So the answer for this one is C. Because we've got these two black lines, which is what we need if you fold it in half. They won't fold on top of each other, they'll fold like next to each other. Next question. So this bit, curved like that, is going to curve on this side like that. This bit curves downwards, so it's going to curve downwards here. And just look at this side, and that's what you're going to see. So the answer to this one is B.
Insert a single letter so that it completes the word in front of the brackets and begins the word after the brackets. Question 89. Plan open bracket blank close bracket. ATING. Fat open bracket blank close bracket. DIT. The correct answer is option A. The letter E. Explanation. Plan plus E becomes plain. E plus ATING becomes eating. Fat plus E becomes fate. E plus DIT becomes edit. Hence, the letter E completes valid words before and after the brackets. Question 90. CLAS open bracket blank close bracket EAT. FIS open bracket blank close bracket OPE. The correct answer is option A. The letter H. Explanation. CLAS plus H becomes clash. H plus EAT becomes heat. FIS plus H becomes fish. H plus OPE becomes hope. Hence, the letter H completes valid words before and after the brackets. Number series. Question 91. The number series is 4, 9, 13, 18, 22, 27, blank. The correct answer is option B, 31. Explanation. Look at the differences between each number. 4 to 9 is plus 5. 9 to 13 is plus 4. 13 to 18 is plus 5. 18 to 22 is plus 4. 22 to 27 is plus 5. The pattern is alternating between adding 5 and adding 4. Following the pattern, we now add 4. 27 plus 4 equals 31. So the next number in the sequence is 31. Question 92. The number series is 15, 17, 20, 24, 29, blank. The correct answer is option C, 35. Explanation. Check the differences between each number. 15 to 17 is plus 2. 17 to 20 is plus 3. 20 to 24 is plus 4. 24 to 29 is plus 5. The numbers being added increase by 1 each time. So next we add 6. 29 plus 6 equals 35. Therefore, the next number in the sequence is 35. Complete the calculation. Question 93. 7 multiplied by 5 minus 13 equals 5 multiplied by 4 plus blank. The correct answer is option D. 2. Explanation. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 minus 13 equals 22. On the right side, 5 times 4 equals 20. To make both sides equal, we must add 2. 20 plus 2 equals 22. Question 94. 7 multiplied by 14 plus 3 equals 9 multiplied by 9 plus blank. The correct answer is option A, 20. Explanation. 7 times 14 equals 98. 98 plus 3 equals 101. On the right side, 9 times 9 equals 81. To reach 101, we must add 20. 81 plus 20 equals 101. Form a new word. In each question below, underline the 2 words, one from each set, that together make one correctly spelt word without changing the order of the letters. Question 95. Form a new word by choosing one word from the first set and one word from the second set. First set, out, in, up. Second set, space, stance, square. The correct answer is option B, in, stance. Explanation. Placing in front of stance creates the correctly spelled English word instance without changing the order of letters. Question 96. Form a new word by choosing one word from the first set and one word from the second set. First set, hour. Second, time. Second set, furniture, table, chest. The correct answer is option A, time, table. Explanation. Putting time before table forms the correctly spelled word timetable, keeping the original letter order in both words. Word pairs. Copy the first 2 pair of words. In these questions, there are 3 pairs of words. You must complete the third pair in the same way as the first 2 pairs. Fill in the missing word in the space provided. Question 97. The first 2 word pairs are reason and nose, censer and rose. They become stones and blank. The correct answer is option A, scent. Explanation. In each pair, we skip the first and third letters of the longer word. From the word reason, we skip the letter R and the letter A. That leaves the letters E, S, O, and N. Rearranging those letters gives us the word nose. From the word sensor, we skip the letter C and the letter N. That leaves the letters E, S, O, and R. Rearranging those letters gives us the word rose. From the word stones, we skip the letter S and the letter O. That leaves the letters T, N, E, and S. Rearranging those letters gives us the word scent. Question 98. The first two word pairs are lotto and tool, range and near. They become taste and blank. The correct answer is option D, seat. Explanation. In each pair, we remove one letter from the 5-letter word and then rearrange the remaining 4 letters to form the second word. From the word lotto, remove one T. We are left with the letters L, O, T, and O. Rearranging those letters gives us the word tool. From the word range, remove the letter G. We are left with the letters R, A, N, and E. Rearranging those letters gives us the word near. From the word taste, remove the first T. We are left with the letters A, S, T, and E. Rearranging those letters gives us the word seat. Complete the alphabet series. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Find the pair of letters that continue each series in the most sensible way. Question 99. The alphabet series is D, F, G, I, J, L, M, O, P, R, blank. The correct answer is option C, S, U. Explanation. Look at the first letter in each pair. D becomes G, G becomes J, J becomes M, M becomes P. Each time we move forward by 3 letters in the alphabet. D plus 3 is G, G plus 3 is J, J plus 3 is M, M plus 3 is P, P plus 3 is S. Now look at the second letter in each pair. F becomes I becomes L becomes L, O becomes O, O becomes R. Again, we are moving forward by 3 letters. F plus 3 is I plus 3 is L plus 3 is O plus 3 is R plus 3 is U. So the next pair in the series is S, U. That is option C. Question 100. The alphabet series is H, I, L, M, P, Q, T, U, blank. The correct answer is option C, X, Y. Explanation. Look at the first letters in each pair. H becomes L, L becomes P, P becomes T. Each time we move forward by 4 letters in the alphabet. H plus 4 is L, L plus 4 is P, P plus 4 is T, T plus 4 is X. Now look at the second letters in each pair. I becomes M, M becomes Q, Q becomes U. Again, we are moving forward by 4 letters. I plus 4 is M, M plus 4 is Q, Q plus 4 is U, U plus 4 is Y. So the next pair in the series is X, Y. That is option C.
For extra questions, question number 101. I was about to buy a sock of rice, but Mom told me she already did. Highlighted word is sock. Correct spelling is S-A-C-K. Question number 102. I looked at the sky and noticed that the sun was hiding behind the clouds. Highlighted word is clouds. Correct spelling C-L-O-U-D-S. Clouds. For question number 103, every time my little brother watched his favorite cartoon on television, he always asks for popcorn. Highlighted word is television. Correct spelling T-E-L-V-I-S-I-O-N. Television. For question number 104, Jay looked under the bed just to see if the other pair of his shoes is there. Highlighted word is pair. Correct spelling P-A-I-R. Pair. For question number 105, I see you, beside me. It's only dream, a vision of what used to be. Highlighted word is dream. Correct spelling D-R-E-A-M. Dream. For question number 106 to 110, direction. Identify and circle the wrong spelling. For question number 106, the firemen's heroic sacrifice was honored annually by the town's president. Wrong spelling is the word sacrifice. It should be S-A-C-R-I-F-I-C-E. For question number 107, global sea temperatures had been rising at an accelerated pace over the last decade. Wrong spelling is the word decay. It should be D-E-C-A-D-E. For question number 108, the award nominees was divided into various categories depending on their age. Wrong spelling is the word nominees. It should be N-O-M-I-N-E-E-S. For question number 109, my neighbor is a complete nuisance and I hope the landlord will evict him. Wrong spelling is the word neighbor. It should be N-E-I-G-H-B-O-R. For question number 110, the barrister stressed to his client that she could no guarantee of success at trial. Wrong spelling is the word success. It should be S-U-C-C-E-S-S.
Problem solving. Question 1. Peter buys 1 burger, 1 portion of chips, and 1 cup of coffee. What is the total cost? The correct answer is option A, £2.84. Explanation. The cost of 1 burger is 99 pence. The cost of a portion of chips is £1.20. The cost of a cup of coffee is 65 pence. Now add them together. 99 pence plus £1.20 plus 65 pence equals £2.84. Question 2. Peter pays with a £5 note and receives 4 coins as change. What coins did he receive? The correct answer is option B, £2 coin, 10 pence coin, 5 pence coin, and 1 pence coin. Explanation. The total cost of Peter's meal was £2.84. He paid with £5. £5 minus £2.84 equals £2.16. The change must add up to £2.16 using 4 coins. £2 plus 10 pence plus 5 pence plus 1 pence equals £2.16. Question 3. John buys 3 sausages, 1 meat pie, and 1 can of fizzy drink. How much did he pay? The correct answer is option B, £3.90. Explanation. The cost of 1 sausage is 45 pence. 3 sausages cost £1.35. The cost of 1 meat pie is £2.20. The cost of 1 can of fizzy drink is 35 pence. Now add them up. £1.35 plus £2.20 plus 35 pence equals £3.90. Question 4. How many minutes longer does it take to travel from St. Albans to West Hampstead on the 7:22 train compared to the 6:58 train? The correct answer is option C, 11 minutes. Explanation. The 6:58 train leaves St. Albans at 6:58 and arrives at West Hampstead at 7:10. That journey takes 12 minutes. The 7:22 train leaves St. Albans at 7:22 and arrives at West Hampstead at 7:45. That journey takes 23 minutes. 23 minutes minus 12 minutes equals 11 minutes. So the difference in travel time is 11 minutes. Question 5. What is the time of the latest train that someone could catch from St. Albans in order to arrive at City no later than 8 o'clock? The correct answer is option D, the 7:28 train. Explanation. We need to find the latest train from St. Albans that arrives at City Station before 8 o'clock. From the timetable, the train that leaves St. Albans at 7:28 arrives at City Station at 7:55. That is before 8 o'clock. The next train after 7:28 arrives at City Station at 8:09, which is after 8 o'clock and therefore too late. So the latest train that arrives at City Station before 8 o'clock leaves St. Albans at 7:28. In Sydney, Australia, the time is 11 hours ahead of the UK. Question 6. John decides to phone his great-aunt Matilda at 2300 hours United Kingdom time on the 30th of January. What is the time and date in Sydney, Australia when Matilda receives the call? The correct answer is option A, 1000 hours on the 31st of January. Explanation. Sydney, Australia is 11 hours ahead of the United Kingdom. If it is 2,300 hours in the United Kingdom on the 30th of January, we add 11 hours to get the time in Sydney. 2,300 hours plus 11 hours equals 1,000 hours on the next day, which is the 31st of January. Therefore, the time and date in Sydney is 1,000 hours on the 31st of January. Question 7. John's sister Penny decides to visit Great Aunt Matilda in person. She leaves the United Kingdom at the same time John makes his phone call, which is 2,300 hours on the 30th of January. The total journey time is 27 hours. What is the time and date in Sydney when Penny arrives? The correct answer is option B, 1,300 hours on the 1st of February. Explanation. From question 6, we know that at 2,300 hours on the 30th of January in the United Kingdom, the time in Sydney is 1,000 hours on the 31st of January. Now we add 27 hours to 1,000 hours on the 31st of January. 1,000 hours plus 24 hours takes us to 1,000 hours on the 1st of February. Then add the remaining 3 hours. 1,000 hours plus 3 hours equals 1,300 hours. Therefore, Penny arrives in Sydney at 1,300 hours on the 1st of February. Question 8. A bus has 35 passengers on board. At the first stop, 2/5 of the passengers get off, and then 7 people get on. At the next stop, 1/4 of the remaining passengers get off, and then 13 get on. How many passengers are there on the bus now? The correct answer is option A, 34 people. Explanation. Start with 35 passengers. 2/5 of 35 is 14, so 14 passengers get off. That leaves 21 on the bus. 7 more people get on. 21 plus 7 equals 28. At the next stop, 1/4 of the 28 passengers get off, which is 7 people. That leaves 21 again. Then 13 get on. 21 plus 13 equals 34. Therefore, there are 34 passengers on the bus now. Question 9. I think of a number, double it, take the result away from 41, and I am left with 3. What number did I think of? The correct answer is option C, 19. Explanation. Let the unknown number be x. Doubling it gives 2 times x. Taking that amount away from 41 means we do 41 minus 2 times x. We are told the result is 3. So 41 minus 2 times x equals 3. Subtract 3 from 41, leaving 38. Hence, 2 times x must be 38. Divide by 2 to find x. X equals 19. Question 10. What is the size of angle x if the shape has 4 angles measuring 216 degrees, 49 degrees, 31 degrees, and x degrees? The correct answer is option C, 64 degrees. Explanation. In a 4-sided shape, the sum of all interior angles is 360 degrees. Add the 3 known angles. 216 plus 49 plus 31 equals 296 degrees. Now subtract 296 from 360 to find the missing angle x. 360 minus 296 equals 64. Therefore, angle x is 64 degrees. Question 11. What is 49 multiplied by 138 minus 37 multiplied by 49? Step 1. We can factor out the common number, which is 49. That gives us 49 multiplied by open bracket 138 minus 37 close bracket. Step 2. 138 minus 37 equals 101. Step 3. Now we calculate 49 multiplied by 101. Step 4. 49 multiplied by 101 equals 4,949. The correct answer is option A, 4,949. Question 12. Work out the area of the shape. Step 1. We start by splitting the shape into 2 parts, a rectangle and a triangle. Step 2. Let us begin with the rectangle. The width of the rectangle is 10 centimeters. The height of the rectangle is 3 centimeters. To find the area, we multiply 10 by 3. 10 multiplied by 3 equals 30. So the area of the rectangle is 30 square centimeters. Step 3. Now let us move on to the triangle at the top right of the shape. The base of the triangle is 3 centimeters. We know this because the full length of the shape is 10 centimeters, and the flat top part of the rectangle is 7 centimeters. 10 minus 7 equals 3. So the base of the triangle is 3 centimeters. The height of the triangle is 4 centimeters. To find the area of a triangle, we do 1/2 multiplied by the base multiplied by the height. 1/2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 equals 6. So the area of the triangle is 6 square centimeters. Step 4. Now we add the area of the rectangle and the triangle together. 30 plus 6 equals 36. So the total area of the shape is 36 square centimeters. Final answer. The correct answer is option D, 36 square centimeters. Question 13. Sophia is giving out hats at her birthday party. She has 5 red hats, 5 blue hats, and 5 green hats. The first person is given a blue hat, and the second person is given a green hat. What fraction of the remaining hats are red? Solution. First, calculate the total number of hats that Sophia starts with. There are 5 red hats, 5 blue hats, and 5 green hats, which gives a total of 15 hats. After the first person is given a blue hat, the number of blue hats becomes 4. After the second person is given a green hat, the number of green hats becomes 4. The number of red hats remains unchanged at 5. Now, calculate the total number of hats remaining. Originally, there were 15 hats, and 2 hats have been given away. 15 minus 2 equals 13 hats remaining. To determine the fraction of the remaining hats that are red, take the number of red hats and divide by the total number of remaining hats. That is 5 divided by 13. The correct answer is option C, 5/13. Question 14. In one season, a football team plays 60 matches. They draw 15% of their matches. How many matches does the team draw? Correct answer, 9 matches. Explanation. Convert 15% to a decimal. 15% equals 0.15. Multiply the total number of matches by this decimal. 60 matches times 0.15 equals 9 matches. Therefore, the team draws 9 matches in that season. Question 15. 40 children are going on a trekking trip. Each child brings X packets of food from home. Each child is also given Y packets of food at school. What is the total number of food packets carried by all the children? Step 1. Each child carries X plus Y packets of food. Step 2. There are 40 children. So we multiply the total number of packets each child carries by 40. Step 3. 40 multiplied by X plus Y equals 40X plus 40Y. Final answer. The total number of food packets is 40X plus 40Y. The correct answer is option B, 40X plus 40Y. Question 16. A rectangular room is twice as long as it is wide. The perimeter of the room is 36 meters. What is the length of the room? Step 1. Let the width of the room be W meters. Then the length of the room is 2 times W meters. Step 2. The perimeter of a rectangle is 2 multiplied by the width plus the length. So perimeter equals 2 multiplied by W plus 2W. Step 3. This simplifies to 2 multiplied by 3W. 2 multiplied by 3W equals 6W. We know the perimeter is 36 meters. Step 4. 6W equals 36. Divide both sides by 6. W equals 6. Step 5. The length is 2 times W. 2 multiplied by 6 equals 12. Final answer. The length of the room is 12 meters. The correct answer is option D, 12 meters. Question 17. Fence posts are erected 5 meters apart, and there must also be a post at every corner to enclose a rectangular field that is 100 meters long and 60 meters wide. How many posts are needed? Correct answer. Option A, 64 posts. Explanation. First, find the total distance around the field, called the perimeter. Add the 2 lengths and the 2 widths. 100 plus 60 plus 100 plus 60 equals 320 meters. Next, determine how many equal 5-meter gaps fit into that distance. Divide 320 by 5 to get 64. Each gap needs 1 post at its end, and because the perimeter divides exactly by 5, the final gap brings you back to the very first post at the starting corner. Therefore, the number of gaps is also the number of unique posts required. It takes 2 men 3 days to build a wall. To answer these questions, assume that all men work at the same rate all the time and take no breaks. Question 18. How long would it take one man to build the wall? The correct answer is option B, 6 days. Explanation. 2 men working together complete the wall in 3 days. Together they perform 6 man-days of work, 2 men times 3 days. 1 man working alone needs 6 man-days of work, so he takes 6 days. Question 19. How long would it take 1 man to build 6 such walls? The correct answer is option B, 36 days. Explanation. 1 wall requires 6 man-days of work. 6 walls, therefore, require 6 times 6 man-days, which is 36 man-days. 1 man working alone does 1 man-day of work per day, so he needs 36 days. Question 20. How long would it take 3 men to build 6 such walls? The correct answer is option A, 12 days. Explanation. 6 walls require 36 man-days of work in total. 3 men working together complete 3 man-days of work per day. 36 man-days divided by 3 men per day equals 12 days. Venn diagram. Look at the Venn diagram below. It shows how many children in Mr. Freeman's class play hockey, football, or both. 5 children play neither. There are 36 children in the class. If 23 children play football and 17 play hockey, fill in the missing numbers in the diagram and answer the 2 questions below. Question 21. How many children in the class do not play football? Let us work it out. The total number of children in the class is 36. 5 children play neither sport. 9 children play both football and hockey. 17 children play hockey. So the number of children who play only hockey is 17 minus 9, which is 8. Children who do not play football are those who play only hockey or play neither sport. 8 children play only hockey. 5 children play neither. 8 plus 5 equals 13. So 13 children do not play football. The correct answer is 13. Question 22. How many children play hockey but not football? Let us work it out. 17 children play hockey in total. 9 children play both hockey and football. So 17 minus 9 equals 8. 8 children play hockey but not football. The correct answer is option D. Option D is 8. Question 23. There are 18 chocolate bars in a packet. How many packets could you make from 162 chocolate bars? The correct answer is option A, 9. Explanation. Divide the total bars by the bars per packet. 162 divided by 18 equals 9.
Because it looks like what I've drawn. Now on to the extra questions, the extra NVR questions. So here we've got these analogy questions. So as you can see here, imagine this was a mirror line because this shape is just a reflection of the original one. The only difference is this bit was unshaded, now it's shaded. So let's do the reflection of this shape. But these sticky out bits are now going to be shaded. So the answer to this one is C. Because these bits are shaded and it's drawn correctly as well. Next question. This shape has rotated 90 degrees clockwise. Even the inside shape. So will this shape. So I'm just going to draw it here. 90 degrees clockwise. It's going to look like that, but it's not going to be striped anymore. So the answer to this one is A, square with a rectangle on the right side. Next question. This has also reflected, but has now, the inside oval has now become dashed. So let's reflect this one. So the inside triangle will now become dashed. And then it's going to look like that. So the answer is E. The inside triangle and that line was dashed, but this, and then we've got the outside triangle on the right side because it's reflected. Next question. So the general shape of it stays the same. The only thing is now this oval is now on top and you can't see the lines going through it, kind of. So I'm just gonna draw that out, and also it's going to become fully dashed. So let's just rule out any that are not completely dashed. So B, this one is not dashed. C, neither of them dashed. D, this one is not dashed, and E, this one's not dashed. So we're actually just left with the answer. So the answer is A. So we didn't even have to draw it out. It's good to rule things out because it's made it easier. Now onto the similarity questions. So there's 3 test shapes. So there's 3 shapes, and 2 of the shapes are the same, and there's one larger shape, and one of the 2 shapes that are the same is black, and the other is white. So, and also the white shape is inside the larger shape, and the black shape is on the outside. So let's rule out A because the black shape is on the inside. Let's rule out C because, as you can see, this is like split into other shapes weirdly, which is wrong. And okay, so that's fine. We can also rule out E because, as you can see, it's as if this line of the big shape is a mirror line. So these have reflected. These are reflected, and this is reflected as well. Whereas E, this is just the same shape next to each other. They've not reflected. Because reflected, they wouldn't. The long side wouldn't be on the left for both. So now we're left with B and D, and the answer is D because, as you can see, the larger shape here, which is a the shape is, so the outside shape is in the same like orientation as the black one, not the white one. Whereas this one is the same orientation as the white one. So here, the black semicircle is with the line at the top. And the same for the big white one. The big white triangle has the right angle in the bottom left corner, same as the small black triangle. So D is the correct answer because it looks the same. The black shape looks the same as the big white shape. Next question, we've got these shapes joined together by lines. And there's always 1 black and 2 white, so we can rule out any that don't have that. In A, there's 4 shapes first of all, so we can rule that out. And so yeah, that's fine. And all the lines are the same, so like here they're all squiggly, here they're all straight, here they're all curved sort of. So we can rule out C because these are like zigzag, that's curved, they're straight, so they're not all the same. And we can rule out E because that's straight, that's curved, and that's curved. And now between B and D. So in the test shapes, as you can see, each of the 3 shapes is different. So we've got a circle, a square, and a triangle in each one. So B is the answer because we've got a circle, a square, and a triangle. Whereas in D, we've got a triangle and 2 circles. We've not got a square. So the answer is B. Next question. We've got 2 circles, 1 small white one, and 1 larger patterned one. So the small one is always white. So we can rule out B because it's black. We can rule out D because it's striped. We can also rule out E because they're both the same size and they're both small. There's no bigger one. So we're left with A and C. And the answer to this one is C because the big circle here is touching the lines of the rectangle, whereas here they never touch the sides of the rectangle. In C, it's not touching the sides, so C is the answer. Okay. Next question. So we've got two shapes that join together to make the other shape. So these two rectangles join up to make the square. These two semicircles join up to make the circle. These two triangles join to make the square. And two of the shapes are inside the bigger shape and one is outside. And one half of the shape that joins together with the other half is always on the outside. So, not A, because the shape that they make up is on the outside when it should be on the inside. Not C, because there's just three different shapes, so that's just wrong. And not D either, because they're both like pointing in the same direction, they're both facing the same way. But as you can see here, this one's like facing upwards, this one's facing downwards, so kind of like opposite. And then so yeah, so the answer to this one is E, because we've got half the hexagon joins up to make half the hexagon with the full hexagon on the inside and one half of it on the inside and then one half of it on the outside. And it's not B because it's not, because we've already got the circle one and it's the outside shape is not orientated how it is here, so it's not B, it's E. Now onto these ones. So here we've got these shapes with like lines going through them. So these ones are all triangles, these ones are all squares, these two are circles, so I'm assuming this one's going to be a circle as well. So it's got to be a circle. All the answer options are circles, so that's fine. And the lines in each one are the same, so these are all diagonal, these are vertical, and these are horizontal. So the lines in this one is going to be vertical, sorry. So we can rule out B because that's horizontal, C for the same reason. Now we've just got to decide the number of lines. So here there's 1, 1, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3. And this one's got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So in this one, I'm assuming they're just going to be 1. So it goes 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. So the answer for this one is E. It's not A, even though that also has one line going through it, because as you can see, when there's one line going through it, it goes through both sides of the shape. This is not going through both sides, it's not going through any sides, it's just in the circle. This line is going through both sides of the circle, and not D because it's 3 when it should be 1. Next question. So here I'm gonna look at it vertically. So this arrow thing pointing inwards stays the same. So this is gonna stay the same. I'm just gonna draw it up here. That's gonna stay the same. Next, the X switches to the opposite side. So here it's here. So it's going to be on here. It was on the right side, so it's now going to be on the left side. So now I'm just going to rule some of them out just to make it easier. See if we've got the answer yet. So the arrowhead should be pointing outwards, not inwards. So we can rule out B. We can rule out C as well for that same reason, because this one's pointing inwards, that one's pointing outwards. We can rule out D because they should both be pointing in the same opposite directions, or both. These two are both pointing in the same direction. So we're left with A and E. Now we just got to decide where the line thing will be. So here it's at the bottom, then it's at the top. Here it's at the bottom, so I'm assuming it's going to be at the top. So the answer is A. The line thing is at the top, not at the bottom. Next question. So here, so that triangle stays the same, and the circle on the inside stays the same. So we know that the circle... Actually, let's look at this vertically instead, actually, because I've just realized that these two are a mirror image of each other. So yeah, but the inside circle goes from being white to black, so it's white here, so we know it's got to be black here. I'll just rule out any that have a white one. B and C. Now let's draw the general shape of it. So here, so we're gonna have the triangle, this square thing, the line going through it. So that's that I've just drawn, and then I'm gonna have a larger triangle sort of thing coming out at the bottom. So therefore we know the answer is E, not D, because that's just upside down and wrong, and not A, even though that's similar, because as you can see here, these two, so the square on the inside and this triangle pointing out bit are like in line here, whereas here they're not in line, it's just sort of on top of each other. Here they're in line, and the square should be tilted, not like a normal square here, like it is in A. So E is the answer. Next question. So looking at the answer options, we know it's got to be a square as the outer shape. So I'm just going to draw it here underneath. And then, so the top row is just one shape on the inside. Then second row there's two shapes. Then there's three shapes. So we know there's got to be, because this is in the third row, there's got to be three shapes. So we can rule out E because there's only two. And yeah, that's fine. Now let's actually draw it. So it's the inside bit's got to be a square, because in this column they're all squares on the inside. So let's rule out any that don't have a square. So D, that's a circle. Next, we've got to draw the hexagon around it. So we can rule out B, because that's a circle around it. And then, in the bottom row, there's always a square around the hexagon. So let's draw a square around the hexagon. So the answer is C. We've got the inside square, then the hexagon, then the slightly bigger square. Not A, because that's a circle around the hexagon when it should be a square. So that's it for these. Now there's still a few more NVR questions, so I'm just going to go through those as well. These are analogy ones now. So, okay. This is just an example one. Which figure on the right completes the second pair in a similar way? So this one and this one, it's reflected on the other side of the straight line. So this shape will also reflect on the other side of the straight line. So I'll just draw it here. And it's gonna look like that. So the answer is A. And that, an A, looks like what I've drawn, so that's fine. The given figure is facing the opposite direction of its original direction, so that's kind of what I said. Mirror image means the same as that. Now on to the actual questions. So here, so this main shape stays the same. We just get rid of these lines coming out of it. So we're just going to get rid of these lines. So I'm just going to draw this square that we've got. So it's just going to look like that. So the answer is B. We've got the square with these lines going through it. Next question. Here, the circle rotates 45 degrees clockwise. So this square will also do that. So it's more the, so that's going to end up looking like this, with the lines now looking like a cross instead of a plus, and the black circles will now be here and here. Let's see if there is an answer option that matches with that. There is, B, so B is the answer. Next question. So this line rotates 90 degrees anti-clockwise, so it's here. And then on the opposite side of the white shape is the same shape but in black. So let's rotate this 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So it's gonna end up looking like this, with a black rectangle bit on the other side. So the answer for this one is C. White bit at the bottom and the black bit at the top. Next question, we just get some 2 diagonal lines going through it. But also here there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, because the shape is a 4-sided shape. So we're going to have to draw some lines that make sure, because this is a pentagon, so it's a 5-sided shape, we need to separate it into 5 sections. So 1, 2, so that's created 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just draw a line here to create the 5th section. So the answer is D. Next question. So here we have a circle and we've just drawn a circle next to it. Here we have a square and we've just drawn a square next to it. So here we have a triangle, we're going to draw a triangle next to it. Here we're going to have this star thing, we're just going to draw that next to it. So 2 triangles at the top, 2 stars at the bottom. So the answer is D. Now onto these series questions. Which of these options completes the series? So this is just an example. So as you can see here, the black section, the 2 black shapes are either more on the right or on the left. So right, left, right, left. So they're going to be on the right here. So the 2 black shapes can be on the right. So we can rule out A and we can rule out E, because they're not even next to each other. Oh, and we can rule out C. So we're left with B and D. Now let's look at the actual shapes. So square, circle, rhombus, rhombus, square, circle. So each shape is moving one to the next. So the square was first, now it's second. The circle was second, now it's third. So let's just look here. The square was first, so now we're going to draw that in the middle. Circle was second, so it's going to be third. The rhombus is now going to be first. Sorry. And then these 2 are going to be shaded. So the answer for this one is B. We've got the square, circle, and the rhombus. Next question. So here we've now got the series questions. So we lose a line each time. So here we've lost the bottom line, then we've lost the top line, then we've lost the line on the left, and then I'm assuming we're going to lose the line on the right. So we're just going to be left with that. So the answer is C. Next question. We lose one line each time, so we've lost that, but we've also gained a square. Here we've now got 3 squares. Here we've got 4, so we gain a square each time. So in this one there's going to be 2 black squares. So we can rule out A because there's 3. And now we're going to lose a line each. So we've lost 1, 2, 3 lines. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have lost 2 lines in this one. So the answer is B because we've lost these 2 bottom lines there. Next question. So here the shapes are moving one box that way each time. So the circle was here, now it's here. The V was here, now it's there. So let's look at the top row first. Let's just split it into. So the square was here, now it's going to be here. The V was here, now it's going to be here. And then that means the circle is going to be here. So V square circle. So they've all got that. So let's look at the second one now. That also follows the same pattern. So the X here equals here plus here equals X plus. So we can rule out A. We can rule out B. Okay, that's fine. Now onto the last row. That also follows the same pattern. So the hashtag is going to be here. The arrow is going to be here, and that upside down V thing is going to be there. So arrow, hashtag, V thing. So the answer is D. Next question. So here, the squares go from being white, black, white, white. So it's going to be black here. So we can rule out D. Now onto the number of lines. Here we've got 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, actually I'm going to look at closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 here, so there's going to be 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So B has 4. No, the rest are fine. Now let's look at the actual shape. So we've added that, then we've added that. So we add like this, one short line and one long line each time. So I'm assuming it's gonna actually look like that now. So the answer is E because we've added that, and we've got the 3 lines and the black square at the top corner. So that's fine. Next, so we're adding a line each time to the circle. So we've got 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's going to be circle, so there's going to be 3. So I'm just going to draw 1 like that, and then in the square thing, so we've got 1. So it looks like we've lost one each time. So we've lost that one, then we've lost that one, and here we're just left with that. So I'm assuming we're just going to be left with one diagonal one going through the middle. So the answer to this one is E. because we're going to have that one which is still present in the last box, and then one diagonal line going right through the middle. Now on to these questions. So in each square there's a big square on the left with one small empty square. Which pattern from the right completes the big square? So here there's 3 squares, here there's 4 squares, so we've added 1 square. So here where there's 2, so we're going to add 1, so there's going to be 1, 2, 3. So let's rule out any that don't have 3. Now to the number of triangles. Here there's 2, here there's 1, so we've minus 1. 3 minus 1, so there's going to be 2 triangles and 3 squares at the bottom. So the answer is E. So that just says, the explanation just says what I've said. Now on to this. So here, let's look at it vertically, so these two. The shapes are moving in a anti-clockwise direction. So the square was here, now it's here. So move each one anti-clockwise. So this rectangle was here, now it's going to be here. This was here, now it's going to be here. Star thing was here, and the triangle is going to be here. So now it's just the colours. So here the square and the heart were black, and now the other 2 shapes have become black. Here the rectangle and the star were black, so now this is going to be black and this is going to be black. So let's look at the answer options now. So the answer will be for this one A, because the triangle is black, this is black, and the shapes are all correct. Next question. So the number of lines is increasing by 1 from left to right. So here we got 1, 2, here 2, here we got 3, here we got 4, here we got 4, 5. So here we're going to have 6 lines. So let's draw the ones we've already got. So I'm assuming there's going to be one there. So the answer is E. Next question. So here these two shapes combine to make this shape. These two combine to make that one. So that means the square and the arrow combine to make one shape. So the answer will be D. Next question. This is just like symmetrical. So we just draw it symmetrically. Like that. Yeah, we're gonna have that there. So the answer to all this square should actually be to here. So the answer to this one is C, because the circle overlaps the square here. Both the circles overlap this square in the corner, and we've got this bigger square here. Next question. It's another symmetrical shape. So we've got the circle here, the square here, a line here that goes to the circle and out, and we attach a black circle to the end of it. So that looks like D, because we've got this square here, then the circle, and then the line. Not C, even though that's similar, because the circle bit should not touch the square, and then the rest are just wrong. Now onto the code ones, which are the best ones, because they're easy to do. So here you just find 2 of them that have the same letter in the same place, and find what shape or pattern they have in common. So, for example, these two both have an R as the first letter, and what do they both have in common? They both have actually, that's actually a bit of a confusing one. Actually, they both have a square. That's what they both got in common. So the first letter determines what shape is present. Then let's look at the second letter. So these two both have an O as the second letter, and they both have a circle. So yeah, so I'm guessing because this one has a triangle and it's got an F in it, this one must have an F in it, so we can rule out those three. And also because this one is fully black, like this one, it's got a T, it's also got to have a T in it, TF, so the answer is A. That one was a bit of a weird one in my opinion, but hopefully these ones should be better. So here we've got so as you can see, the first, third and fourth all have an S in it, but the second one doesn't. So I'm guessing the S means a triangle, so the B must mean the star. So this one's got to have a B in it, so we can rule out any that don't have a B. And also we can rule out A because the S means the triangle, so we're left with the answer being B and B. And also it does make sense because this one has an M and this has horizontal lines, same as this one, so the M must mean horizontal lines. Now to these questions. So these two both have an F in it and they both have a triangle, so that this one must have an F in it because it's got a triangle, so we can rule out any that don't have an F. Now let's look at the one with a heart in it. So this one has got a heart in it, so it's either a P or an N. This one also has a P in it, so the P, because these two both have circles, so the P must mean the circle and the N must mean the heart, so it must have an N and an F, so the answer is A. Next question. These ones are a bit confusing because the letters are not in the same position. That's fine. So next, these three all have a Y in it and they all have triangles. The test shape doesn't have a triangle, so it mustn't have a Y in it, so we can rule out all the ones with a Y. So it must have a H or a P. I'm assuming it's the H, that means the hashtag. So because this one has a P and this one has a P and they both have rectangles, so the P must mean the rectangle and the H must mean the hashtag. So we can rule out C as an option. Next, so this one is the only one that has a V in it and it's the only one with a circle, so the V must mean the circle and this has a circle as well, HV, so the answer is D. Next question here. So here, the first and the third one both have a B in it. B, and they're both the only ones with the triangle in, so B must mean triangle. The test shape doesn't have a triangle in, so they so it mustn't have a B in the answer option code, so we can rule out any with a B. Let's look at another letter. So E, so this one has an E, this one has an E, this one has an E, and they've all got pentagons. I'm just going to circle the pentagon. The test shape also has a pentagon in it, so it must have an E in it as well. All the answer options do, so that's fine. Next, these three all have a U, and they both have a shaded shape. The test shape doesn't have a shaded shape, so it mustn't have a U in it, so we can rule out D and E, and we're left with C, so that's fine. Last question here. So these two are the only ones with a P in it, and they're both the only ones with these vertical lines. The test shape also has vertical lines, so it must have a P in it somewhere, so we can rule out any that don't have a P. Next, these two are the only ones with an M in it, and they are also the only ones with a hexagon in. None of the rest have a hexagon. Sorry, yeah, that is M. So the M must mean hexagon. This does have a hexagon in, so it must have an M in it. So both the answer options do. So now we've just got to decide whether it has a D in it or a V. So these three all have a D in it, and they also all contain a circle. So D must mean a circle. We don't have a circle in this one, so it must be the one with the V in it, because D means circle, so MPV, so the answer is E. And that's the end of this one.
Verbal reasoning. The same letter must fit into both sets of brackets. To complete the word in front of the brackets and begin the word after the brackets, circle the letter from the options provided. Example: glid, merge, cur, embed. Answer: E, glide, emerge, cure, embed. Question 1. The correct answer is the letter L. This is because the word bow with the letter L becomes the word bowel. The word L with ament becomes the word lament. The word protica with the letter L becomes the word protocol. The word L with odge becomes the word lodge. Therefore, the correct answer is the letter L. Question 2. The correct answer is the letter B. This is because the word prover with the letter B becomes the word proverb. The letter B with itten becomes the word bitten. The word percher with the letter B becomes the word perturb. The letter B with erd becomes the word beard. Therefore, the correct answer is the letter B. Question 3. The correct answer is the letter E. This is because the word renovat with the letter E becomes the word renovate. The letter E with stimmate becomes the word estimate. The word navigat with the letter E becomes the word navigate. The letter E with dition becomes the word addition. Therefore, the correct answer is the letter E. Question 4. The correct answer is the letter N. This is because the word gow with the letter N becomes the word gown. The letter N with eat becomes the word neat. The word more with the letter N becomes the word morn. The letter N with ever becomes the word never. Therefore, the correct answer is the letter N. Question 5. The correct answer is the letter C. This is because the word medai with the letter C becomes the word medic. The letter C with Urkel becomes the word circle. The word pani with the letter C becomes the word panic. The letter C with OMIC becomes the word comic. Therefore, the correct answer is the letter C. In each of the following sentences, a four-letter word is hidden between two words. The two words will always be next to each other. Find the pair of words and circle them from the options provided. Example, the girl was startled by the noise. Answer, the noise then. Question 6. The correct answer is the word game. This is because the four-letter word game is hidden between the words making and amends. The word making joined with the word amends becomes the word making amends. Inside the word making amends, we can find the letters G-A-M-E together. Therefore, the correct answer is the word game. Question 7. The correct answer is the word land. This is because the four-letter word land is hidden between the words plan and did not. The word plan, joined with the word did not, becomes the word plandident. Inside the word plandident, we can find the letters L-A-N-D together. Therefore, the correct answer is the word land. Question 8. The correct answer is the word card. This is because the four-letter word card is hidden between the words vicar and donated. The word vicar joined with the word donated becomes the word vicardinated. Inside the word vicardinated, we can find the letters C-A-R-D together. Therefore, the correct answer is the word card. Question 9. The correct answer is the word new. This is because the four-letter word new is hidden between the words lovesick and newlyweds. The word lovesick joined with the word newlyweds becomes the word lovesick newlyweds. Inside the word lovesick newlyweds, we can find the letters K-N-E-W together. Therefore, the correct answer is the word new. Question 10. The correct answer is the word gain. This is because the four-letter word gain is hidden between the words saga and introduces. The word saga joined with the word introduces becomes the word sigantroduces. Inside the word sigantroduces, we can find the letters G-A-I-N together. Therefore, the correct answer is the word gain. The word in capitals has had 3 consecutive letters removed. Without changing the order of these letters, they will make one correctly spelt word. The sentence that you make must make sense. Circle the correct 3-letter word from the options provided. Example, a crowd gated around the street performer. Answer, her gathered. Question 11. The correct answer is the word end. This is because the capitalized word legary has had the letters E-N-D removed from the correctly spelled word legendary. When we insert the letters E-N-D into legary, we form the word legendary. The sentence then reads, her sponge cakes were legendary. Therefore, the correct answer is the word end. Question 12. The correct answer is the word kin. This is because the capitalized word sulg has had the letters K-I-N removed from the correctly spelled word sulking. When we insert the letters K-I-N into sulg, we form the word sulking. The sentence then reads, the children had spent all day sulking. Therefore, the correct answer is the word kin. Question 13. The correct answer is the word hip. This is because the capitalized word shrekt has had the letters H-I-P removed from the correctly spelled word shipwrecked. When we insert the letters H-I-P into shrekt, we form the word shipwrecked. The sentence then reads, the lifeboat rescued most of the shipwrecked sailors. Therefore, the correct answer is the word hip. Question 14. The correct answer is the word art. This is because the capitalized word pickle has had the letters A-R-T removed from the correctly spelled word particle. When we insert the letters A-R-T into pickle, we form the word particle. The sentence then reads, the small particle of dirt stood out against the white tablecloth. Therefore, the correct answer is the word art. Question 15. The correct answer is the word ham. This is because the capitalized word spooing has had the letters H-A-M removed from the correctly spelled word shampooing. When we insert the letters H-A-M into spooing, we form the word shampooing. Therefore, the correct answer is the word ham. One letter from the word on the left can be moved to the word on the right to make two new words. The letters must not be rearranged. Write the two new words in the space provided. Example: smack, utter, answer, am. Sack, mutter. Question 16. The correct answer is the letter L. This is because if we take the letter L from the word blend, we are left with the word bend. If we add the letter L to the word band, we make the word bland. Therefore, the two new words are bend and bland. Question 17. The correct answer is the letter Y. This is because if we take the letter Y from the word party, we are left with the word part. If we add the letter Y to the word fair, we make the word fairy. Therefore, the two new words are part and fairy. Question 18. The correct answer is the letter L. This is because if we take the letter L from the word flame, we are left with the word fame. If we add the letter L to the word pain, we make the word plain. Therefore, the two new words are fame and plain. Question 19. The correct answer is the letter R. This is because if we take the letter R from the word trend, we are left with the word tend. If we add the letter R to the word tick, we make the word trick. Therefore, the two new words are tend and trick. Question 20. The correct answer is the letter M. This is because if we take the letter M from the word mark, we are left with the word arc. If we add the letter M to the word aid, we make the word made. Therefore, the two new words are arc and made. Find one word from each group that together makes one correctly spelt word. The letters must not be rearranged. The word from the first group will always be used first. Underline the correct word in each set of brackets. Example: be to from. Come, go, leave. Answer: become. Question 21. The correct answer is birthday. This is because the word birth from the first group and the word day from the second group join together to make the correctly spelled word birthday. Therefore, the correct answer is birthday. Question 22. The correct answer is real estate. This is because the word real from the first group and the word estate from the second group join together to make the correctly spelled word real estate. Therefore, the correct answer is real estate. Question 23. The correct answer is riverbank. This is because the word river from the first group and the word bank from the second group join together to make the correctly spelled word riverbank. Therefore, the correct answer is riverbank. Question 24. The correct answer is bookcase. This is because the word book from the first group and the word case from the second group join together to make the correctly spelled word bookcase. Therefore, the correct answer is bookcase. Question 25. The correct answer is afternoon. This is because the word after from the first group and the word noon from the second group join together to make the correctly spelled word afternoon. Therefore, the correct answer is afternoon. Letters can be taken from the two words that are provided to make the word inside the brackets. Complete the missing word in the brackets by using letters from the words on either side. The missing word should be made in the same manner as in the first part of the question. Write the correct answer in the space provided. Example: node, kind milk even? Shot. Answer: node, kind milk even? The. Shot. Question 26. The correct answer is the word ward. This is because if we take the letters W and A from the word water and the letters R and D from the word herd, we can form the word ward. Therefore, the correct answer is the word ward. Question 27. The correct answer is the word maid. This is because if we take the letters M and A from the word woman and the letters D and E from the word guide, we can form the word maid. Therefore, the correct answer is the word maid. Question 28. The correct answer is the word safe. This is because if we take the letters S and A from the word saint and the letters F and E from the word wife, we can form the word safe. Therefore, the correct answer is the word safe. Question 29. The correct answer is the word ease. This is because if we take the letters E and A from the word bean, and the letters S and E from the word muse, we can form the word ease. Therefore, the correct answer is the word ease. Question 30. The correct answer is the word exam. This is because if we take the letters E, X, and A from the word exact, and the letter M from the word Rome, we can form the word exam. Therefore, the correct answer is the word exam.